everyone, Joshua Myers here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 2014 sci-fi horror film, Coherence. Hugo Armstrong, Emily Foster, Nicholas Brandon, Maury Sterling, and is directed by James Bikert. I think that's how I'm pronouncing it. If not, here's his name right here. The plot of Coherence is that on the night of an astronomical anomaly, 8 friends at a dinner party experience a troubling chain of reality-bending events. Now, before I get on with the rest of this review, this movie was actually requested to me to review by one of our fellow members over on the Coherence Facebook group, and this review was requested by, I'm not going to say her last name because I want to be able to protect my fellow Coherence members just in case, because I'm not sure if she would have wanted me to mention her full name or anything like that. Give her credit for requesting this review, but I will at least say her first name. Thank you for requesting this review to me, actually. And I know it's been a while, actually, since you requested it, but now I'm finally doing it, so there you go. And also, before I get started on the rest of this review, I would like to say I never saw this movie before. This was a first time watch, actually. Again, I went on to the Coherence Facebook group, and I basically asked my fellow members if there's any horror movies they would recommend me to review on my channel, and I got 2 people requesting me to review certain movies. This was one of them. And I don't know why it took me a while to watch it, actually. I guess I was just more focused on other films and all that different stuff, so I do apologize for I really do apologize for getting this review this late. Better late than never. And I heard some good things about it. It was on Hulu, I checked it out, and I do have some thoughts on it, so let's get right into them. Okay, I will say this. It is paced really well. Like, honestly, this movie is an hour and a half and does not feel like that. It does not feel like it's an hour and a half long of a movie. Another positive I have, actually, is unlike some horror films, this movie actually makes the characters feel like real people. And I love that about this movie. Also, I will say it does, because it presents this almost a mystery movie too. Like trying to figure out what is going on and all that stuff. And they set up some stuff early on in the movie that kind of lead into what you might be seeing in the rest of the movie. So, and you really don't know what is going on. You don't know if it's this thing going on or a completely different thing going on. And I really like that. It was engaging enough that I wanted to sift through the rest of the movie and find out what the fuck is going on. And again, I do like the concept of the story. I like just basically the sheer premise of the movie. You know, basically about this comet that passes. Once you get through the movie and that, it seems like these characters are starting to lose their minds. And you don't know what's going on. You don't know what they actually are seeing and that's actually going on, or if it's just all in their heads and they're starting to lose their minds, going insane. And I really do find that an interesting concept. And honestly, for me, that's about it in terms of my positives. One of the things I'm rather mixed on is the characters. On one hand, they're written in a way and acted in a way that feel like real people. On the other hand, they are kind of rather forgettable. I don't even remember a single bit of, I don't even know any of their names. I know some of their names were brought up, but I don't remember them. I don't remember their names. Don't really remember some of their personalities, really. So it's kind of odd. So on the one hand, when you're watching the movie, they feel like real legitimate people, having real legitimate conversations with one another. But on the other hand, they're really forgettable, and after you watch it, you're probably going to forget about these characters. While I do think the stuff that they present is interesting, I think it could have been executed a lot better. Like, for example, without going into too much spoilers, they go into certain areas and that to pinpoint whether or not they've been in the area or not. The problem is they don't show much of the areas and that, so you don't know whether or not that's the case. Again, it's really hard to discuss this without getting into spoilers. Knowing that too, while I think the pacing of the movie is pretty good, I would say it's a bit too fast at pacing. And also too, like in terms of the stuff they presented, by the time you get some answers, I still have no idea what the fuck is going on. I really don't. And another thing I'm kind of mixed on is the cinematography. Well, on the one hand, there are some shots that are actually pretty good for a low budget film. On the other hand, one of the things I kind of don't like is the shaky cam part of it and just the free-handed movements. Now, the only way I could see you defending that side, and I think they might have been going for this because it took place at a dinner party and that, they wanted to, I guess they wanted it to make it feel like you're watching a real family video or, you know, party video or whatever you call it. And that's the only way I could see someone defending that, as like making that argument, but I don't know. Oh yeah, it's almost as if they wanted to go found footage, but at the same time they didn't want to go found footage. You know, and it's like, just pick one. You know, because at first, I will admit, I thought it was going to be a straightforward found footage movie, but it isn't. So yeah, for me, it's like, pick one of the two styles. Pick a just steady tripod shot, like what I'm doing right now, or do a, you know, shaky cam found footage style. Because to me, it confused the hell out of me. Unfortunately, though, I do have some negatives with this movie, so let's get right into them. The music. Now, on the surface, the music isn't bad, but man, is it really forgettable. I don't remember a single bit of music in this movie at all. In fact, honestly, to me, I feel like the movie could have just done without the music, and at least I would have said, okay, that's somewhat interesting, and like that's somewhat interesting and has never really been attempted lately, so it would have added a bit more originality with them, but they did it. They added just kind of not necessarily stock music, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel in the music. I know it's pretty forgettable. I don't remember a single thing about the music. If they had a soundtrack CD for it, this is probably one soundtrack I will not pick up. But honestly, for me, that's it with my negatives. So with that said, I'm going to give Coherence a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Honestly, for me, I think it's overall okay. I thought it was honestly a fun movie to watch. It was an investing enough movie to where I wanted to watch all the way through it. There was not a single point in the movie I just wanted to turn it off. It wasn't even boring, really. Again, the film presented quite a few bit of actually interesting and original stuff. I just thought it wasn't executed so well. At least in my opinion. There's some stuff I would have probably done a lot differently. I'm sorry if, to the person who requested me to do this as a review, I could tell you really like this movie, but I mean, I like it fine. There's just a lot of stuff I would have done differently. So that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.